We're upgrading the Europa Point to Category 2 because once the works on the new stadium commence, we have to cater for all our needs, both domestically and internationally, and we have to make these works. The most pressing ones being the club competitions coming up this summer. So the preliminary round, first round and second round of Champions League and Conference League can be played in Category 2 stadiums. So we're doing those works to cater for them, and that's the most pressing one. Once that's done, then we have other competitions like the under-21s, under-19s, the women's national team once they compete in Nations League as well. And next year, these can all be played in a Category 2 stadium. So because we will be without the stadium for a couple of years, it makes sense to make that the venue for these types of games. At the moment, we don't get that many teams training per se in the main pitch. But once we lose that, it's obvious that there's going to be a slight congestion in Europa Point. But most teams train in Spain anyway, and pitch number 2, which is the Cepsa pitch, that will remain untouched throughout the entire project, even the new build. So as for training, yes, I mean, we have to see how it works. We also have Lathbury, which is there for our use as well, and I'm confident that we will be able to find usage for training as well.
Let's talk about the upgrades that you're going to be doing. A new turf, can you talk us through it?
Yeah, sure. So the turf will be very similar to the one that we install here. It will be a FIFA Quality Pro, so it's the one that FIFA, the quality that has to be used for these types of competitions for a Category 2 stadium, and it will have the markings to allow other sports, so rugby and cricket, to also play there. We obviously in a good dialogue with them to make sure that it works for everyone. So it will also be suitable for international rugby, and we're catering for all these needs as well.
So the pitch is going to see a lot more action, and not just football, but as you mentioned, rugby as well. How is that all going to be managed?
Well, we're in talks with them, with the other sports as well. We're in talks with the Ministry for Sport, and the dialogue is good. It's positive, and we just all understand that we have to share the facility for the next few years, and I have no issue that I have no doubt that we'll be able to come up with a solution. Yes, there's going to be a lot more usage, but it's manageable. I mean, there is a goodwill on all parts to make it work.
And can you give us an idea of the size of the investment?
We don't know exactly how much it's going to be, but we do envisage it to be in excess of €1 million. There's works to the pitch, there's works to lighting, which we're still deciding what type of lighting we're going to do. We're currently evaluating 2 different reports. We're engaged with UEFA as well to see how far we can progress it, but although I don't know the exact number, that's more or less the figure.
Okay, and finally, I want to ask you about the new stadium, because obviously this is in preparation of the construction of the new stadium. Is everything in place monetarily for that to begin construction in June as was envisaged, or is there a different date we're looking at?
Well, we're working towards the same dates. There's obviously such a big project that there's still quite a few areas to iron out, but we are working towards the same timeline. So we will have more news in the next month or 2. But definitely we will start the project in summer or the 3rd quarter of this year.